channel. This is Dosha with DoshaDreamsTarot, and this is a reading for whoever needs to hear it. Alright, y'all. Really interesting energy lately. I feel like really cliche and annoying, but I really do feel like love is in the air here. And in that way, I feel like a lot of kind of like repressed desire could be coming up for folks right now. So just be aware of that with yourself and with others. So like if the energy is just kind of I don't know, a little bit wild, like just, I don't know, just temper yourself a little bit out there, guys. You know what I mean? Because Fast and Furious usually ends in flames, right? But, you know, slow and steady wins the race sort of deal, right, guys? So, anyway. I don't know why Spirit wanted me to say that. It's just what I'm feeling, just what I'm thinking. Just keep in mind, y'all, this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with you. Just take what does and leave the rest for somebody else. Gender is fluid, guys, also in these readings, so don't get hung up on gender if that comes through as part of the message. I try and use gender-neutral language as much as possible in order to make my readings more accessible and more inclusive, and that way people can just place themselves where they fit. But sometimes I do have really specific messages come through about particular genders, and so I do have to channel those messages as clearly as possible as well, because sometimes it can be significant in helping somebody determine something, like who they might be dealing with, or it's like a scenario that like has to do with gender identity. Okay, so Queen of Wands. So this wanted to come out, and I saw it pretty quickly when I started shuffling here. I think it might have been on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay. The way that I'm seeing this, what's at the bottom? Ooh, Justice in reverse. Okay. So, kind of the energy that I was getting, guys, right? When I was saying that I think repressed desire could be coming up for folks. People might start to go full throttle because it's the season and because of, you know, COVID mandates being lifted and everyone's getting vaccinated. So it's like, okay, you know, like now's the time to like go wild, right? Wrong. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, like what I'm getting here is like, so the Queen of Wands, to me anyway, the way I interpret the Queen of Wands, somebody who's very self-confident, somebody who is very creative, right? Very action-oriented, very self-sufficient. This is somebody who, you know, is kind of like, you know what I mean? I see them as using their kind of like, this is a fire sign energy, right? So fire signs to me are very driven, very action-oriented, can definitely have a temper, very like fiery, feisty, sassy kind of energy, right? Like that's what I'm getting from this. But I'm also getting a lot of kind of like sexual prowess, or like, you know what I mean? Sexual kind of, either being desired or desiring, right? So sexual energy. That's just what I'm getting from this person. This could be you, or this could be someone you're dealing with, right? But with the Eight of Wands coming out in reverse, this is kind of feeling like a full-blown stop sign. Like, that's what it feels like to me, is like, okay, hold up. You know what I mean? Don't move so quickly, okay? Don't take so much action and communicate so much. Like, just stop. Like, I'm getting, like, it's like a stop, okay? This is not just like a slow down. This is like a full-blown, like, don't, yeah, no, just hold the phone here. And there's a lot of reasons why that could be coming out. With the Justice card in reverse, that's Libra energy. Also could be talking about a lack of balance here. Could also be talking about injustice. So in the context of these two cards, Spirit, would you please help guide the collective for their highest good, and please bless us and protect us as we continue forward into this reading. Thank you. Thank you for the messages. Okay, so Spirit, can we clarify the Queen of Wands here? Because I'm just kind of getting this energy. Oh, wow. Interesting. Spirit, what are we trying to say here? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Woo! Okay, guys. This is somebody who you need to look out for. Because, look, we've got the Magician in reverse. The Magician in reverse, the first thing that always comes to my mind, but then in this context it makes sense as well, is somebody who's very manipulative. Okay? Excuse me. This is someone who's very manipulative. And they do what it takes to get what they want. Okay? Queen of Swords in reverse. This is telling me this person does not have healthy boundaries. I'm shaking my head no if you can't tell. That they don't have healthy boundaries, and they are someone who just kind of lets anything in and out of their door, if you know what I'm saying. And I'm really not trying to be, I'm not slut shaming, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm trying to protect you guys, because the deal is that's just unsafe for you to engage with somebody like that, because if they're not keeping up with their health and they're not keeping up healthy boundaries where they go, okay, well, no, I just slept with someone yesterday, so maybe I shouldn't just like sleep with someone today because, you know, I didn't use protection yesterday, and so, you know, I don't know, I could have picked something up, I don't know, I haven't been tested in months. It's like that, you know what I mean, guys? And like I said, I'm not slut shaming. If somebody has like a circuit of partners that they just sleep with, you know, on the regular, and everybody knows each other's health status and stuff, it's like whatever, you know what I mean? Even hookups, as long as you're having the safety conversation, you know, and being honest, right? Because some people will just say whatever they need to say in order to get laid, and so they're not really actually being honest with you that they got tested recently or since their last partner or whatever, you know? So I'm just saying, guys, this is the energy of somebody who doesn't have healthy boundaries, and they're manipulative, okay? So that means that they could be dishonest, okay? But you've got the Sun card coming out. Now, I'm not going to say that denotes any of this at all. If anything, I think that this person is a happy person. They're upbeat. They seem really sweet. Maybe they smile a lot. And I'm also getting this as strong Leo energy. So this is now Leo and other fire sign energy, which would be Sagittarius or Aries. So I'm getting that this could definitely be a fire sign. But I'm also getting they're really free, like fun and free, okay? Like that's kind of the energy. So this is just helping us narrow down and indicate like who this person might be so that you can kind of keep an eye out, okay? You know, most of the time, y'all, I think that we're pretty good instinctually at telling whether or not someone is honest, but sometimes it helps to have a little bit of confirmation from the cards, you know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Spirit's giving you a heads up here, because it's really funny that like that was the first thing that came to my mind when I was when I sat down, was just like, man, I just feel like this sexual energy is like really intense right now. Like everybody wants to get laid, and I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying it's intense because we've all been kind of like locked up, you know, and having to be safe, and you know, so now that people are, like I said, getting vaccinated and going out there, it's like, okay, well, it feels like a lot safer to do that now. But ooh, Queen of Wands in reverse. But be careful, because there's some people who are not taking their time. Lovers in reverse, right? Like not making wise choices, not able to make a choice between one or more parties, and so they're just like, sorry guys, I can't take all that. Strength card in reverse. Yeah, sorry. Strength card in reverse also really could be a Leo here who doesn't have a whole lot of self-control. So like they could just be like I said, just kind of jumping into bed with anybody without really like thinking wisely about it. Yeah. High Priestess in reverse, okay? This is someone who's really not in touch with their higher self or with their intuition. So, like I said, they could be spinning a web here that's like something you just don't want to get stuck in. Because the other thing that's coming through also is that with this Magician card in reverse, is it's like they're kind of putting on a facade in a way where that it's fucking up other people's intuition too. You know, because if they're trying to trick people, not trick people like maliciously, like I just feel like this is someone who's really reckless, and they know that it's not cool, but they're just like they're kind of just doing it anyway, to be honest with you. And so like what I'm getting is that they actually put on this sun facade of like, I I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm exciting, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna make you happy, you know what I mean? This is all good, it's all good. And then underneath, it's like they're being manipulative, they're not keeping healthy boundaries with other people, they're just like really driven by sexual energy right now. So this High Priestess in reverse is kind of feeling like that this person is is not really in touch with their own intuition and higher self, and so it kind of is fucking up other people's intuition about them. Does that make sense? So it's hard to tell. They're hard to read. So people just kind of are like, oh, well, I don't really think you're a bad person. You seem safe enough. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. Ace of Cups. So Spirit is just reminding you here that you don't necessarily need to receive you don't necessarily need to get this from other people. Okay? Spirit's trying to remind you that you actually have the ability to tap into this for yourself. That you don't have to get this from other people. This is a universal flow of, this is the love and affection from source, right? Which I know it's just not the same as with other people. I get it. But Spirit is just saying, don't go rushing into something with somebody with this Eight of Wands in reverse. Don't go rushing into something here because you feel deprived, okay? Because Spirit is saying this is enough to sustain you and fulfill you, right? Enough to keep you satiated where that you're like patient. Because you can't be desperate, Because if you're desperate for affection, then you're going to say yes to things that you normally wouldn't say yes to. So Spirit is reminding you to tap in, get filled up, okay, energetically, right? So that you're good, you're standing on your own 2 feet. We also saw the Nine of Pentacles come out earlier when that whole stack fell. So Spirit is saying, just remember, like, you have to be reliant on yourself first and foremost and on Spirit for that, emotional kind of fulfillment. So then you're kind of going to be like, well, I can take my time, choosing who I want to spend time with. I can take my time getting to know somebody before I get physical with them. You know what I mean? Like, so because you have this abundance of emotional satisfaction, so you're kind of like, I want to get laid, but like I'm not like fucking desperate for it, so I'm not gonna like, you know what I mean? Does that make sense, guys? Like temper yourselves a little bit. Like, that was the energy I was getting, was like, just slow down, full on stop. Don't go for it with this person. You know what I mean? That's just the energy I'm getting. And fill up from the inside, okay? Three of Wands. So look, here's the deal. This is what I'm getting, is that you've been patient. You're waiting for your ships to come in. You know what I mean? I'm feeling for the people who this message is for. It's like, y'all are, I feel like, being safe, taking it easy, keeping to yourself to a certain extent. You know what I mean? And just like not really trying to, like go crazy with stuff. Like, I feel like you're being patient. You're waiting for it to come to you. Okay, right? That's the energy here. But I feel like it's difficult. You know what I mean? It's not easy, And so I feel like this burden of, being alone, you know what I mean? Because with this card, I think is really interesting. So there's this person standing in the center of this kind of scarab beetle, and this is kind of like a desertous landscape. So the way that I think about it in this context is kind of like you're standing on your own, kind of in this barren, landscape, right? Like, that's kind of the energy, right? And I just want to remind you guys that when we are carrying these burdens, right, we will look for relief in strange places, or like I said, we would do things that we wouldn't normally do. And so Spirit is advising you, because Spirit knows your heart, you know what I mean? Spirit knows what's going on with you. And one of the things that they can tell is that, okay, like, you know what I mean? You're getting to the end of your rope. You're tired. You know what I mean? You're being patient. But you need to trust your intuition here, because my intuition is telling me right now that your ships are going to come in, okay? But Spirit is saying, don't give up just yet. You know what I mean? Like, don't let down your guard just yet. Don't get too excited about connecting with other people just yet. I just looked at the Leo sign on my chart over here. I just looked over at it and it just immediately like got my attention. So this could be for a Leo, or this could be a Leo that you're dealing with, okay? So just keep that in mind. So basically the message is, guys, like, take it easy. Don't go so fast, like, getting involved with people. Like, full on, don't get involved with this person. I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's your choice, but I'm just getting, like... So, look, guys, here's the deal. Is that, like, STIs, STDs, whatever you want to call them, it's, like... I feel like it's just something that happens to people. We don't have to judge people for it and be like, oh, that's gross. It's just like, okay, well, when somebody gets the flu, you know what I mean? Or someone gets a staph infection, does that mean that they're like a gross person and like, ew, you know, you got sick? It's like, no, it's just something that happens, okay? And the fact is that if people were keeping up with their health, you know what I mean? And like actually getting tested for things and, you know, and being honest about it, then we could really eliminate a lot of things from being spread, because it would be like, okay, well, you know what I mean? I cured myself from it. I don't have it anymore, so I'm not spreading it to anybody. And if everybody did that, right, then we wouldn't really have this stuff going around. So it is kind of like the irresponsibility of people on down the line that leads to things spreading. So I'm not saying like, oh, everybody's innocent and it just happens. It's like, no, it's because of your choices and because you're not being responsible, right, that it continues. But, you know, if you're being as responsible as you can be and you still get an STI, I'm just saying it's like, it's not something to be ashamed of, basically, is what I'm saying. Is that it happens to the best of us, happens to the worst of us, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's just your responsibility to take care of yourself and take care of the people that you're connecting with, right? So there's no shame in admitting that you have something or going to get tested for it. You know what I mean? If you're having symptoms, like, please don't have sex with people. Like, just go figure out what's going on with you. You know what I mean? Your health should be priority number one, okay? Not your pleasure. And plus, you can get a lot of pleasure without having sex with people. So there's not even really necessarily, like, a whole big reason for it. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that, like, you know what I mean? Whatever. It's not, like, important to some people, because it is, and it's totally valid to want physical affection, okay? But what I'm saying is that this person, whoever this Leo person, this fire sign person is, it's like they're not taking it seriously. Like, they just don't take that stuff seriously. So in that case, what I'm saying is they could easily get and pass STIs. Like, this is the type of irresponsibility, that type of energy where you no healthy boundaries, being manipulative of other people to make them think that, like, you're safe to connect with when you know damn well that you're not, because you're not taking care of yourself and you're just free and fun and having a great time. It's kind of like, you know what? Like, I'm sorry. I don't know if this person is younger and they just haven't ever had to deal with an STI, or they, like, you know what I mean? Or they just don't take it seriously. But it's like, there are some things that you can contract that you can never get rid of, like hepatitis, HIV, stuff like that. This is like your entire life on the line. You know what I mean? So I don't know if this person is just immature and they just don't understand, like, the actual risks like involved with that. Or if they just don't care. You know what I mean? Like, because some people just do resign themselves to not giving a fuck. And that's just the reality, you know? So I honestly don't really care what this person's reason is. All I'm saying is that they're just not safe to connect with until they change that behavior. And it's really not worth, you know what I mean? It's just not worth it. Like, just let this person fucking run amok, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? This kind of energy upsets me because there's really no reason for it. It's just a lack of responsibility. It's just not wanting to sit in a doctor's office. It's just not wanting to be patient, not wanting to use protection, not wanting, you know, it's just kind of like, I just want the good stuff without the necessary steps to getting the good stuff. Like, I just want it like that. You know what I mean? I see this person, I think they're hot, I want them to come home with me. You know what I mean? Like, no conversation, no nothing. Like, let's just fucking do this. And it's like, okay. When I was 19, you know what I mean? When I didn't know any better, right? Or it's like I knew better, but I didn't take it seriously. Does that make sense? Because I never dealt with it before, you know? But it's like, I just feel like once you really know and you meet people and talk to people who are HIV positive, or you know what I mean? Or you get an STI yourself, which, like, I've been pretty lucky. Like, I actually haven't had any serious STIs. And I was reckless when I was younger, you know? And so this is coming from someone who's like, I understand the recklessness, okay? So I'm not excusing it, because I even understand I was irresponsible when I was younger, because that's how I felt, is I was just like, oh, well, I'm just not going to worry about it, pretty much, you know? But once you talk to people and you see how people's lives change, you know what I mean? Even herpes is something that you can't get rid of. I know now we're just having like a sex education moment here, but herpes you can't get rid of, but it doesn't mean that you can't still have safe sex with people who don't have herpes and not pass it on. That's just not true. Like, you can do that. You can still have sexual experiences with other people, and not really have to worry about passing on herpes if you're taking care of yourself, if you're taking medication to control your outbreaks, if you're, you're making sure that you're wearing protection, or that you're not having sex when you have an outbreak. Like, I'm just saying, guys, the more we know, like, the more we grow, right? So the more that we understand about health and wellness and other people and diseases, it's like, okay, well, then we can navigate the world in a healthier way. You know what I'm saying? In a more responsible way, and we're being, kind to ourselves and to others, because we recognize, like, this is not, so one fun night of a romp in the sack is literally not worth a lifetime of a life-threatening illness. You know what I mean? Even syphilis is still a thing, guys, and syphilis will kill you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not just being a slut shamer. I'm not just being an asshole and being like, ew, gross, STIs. It's like, no, I'm talking about being educated, being responsible, being aware, being honest, communicating, having those uncomfortable conversations, going to the doctor's office, getting exams, like, do the fucking boring shit. Do the boring, obnoxious, responsible adulting shit in between your fun times, okay? And then you get to have fun time and actually be able to relax, because you know for sure that you're good to go, and you hopefully know for sure that the other person you're dealing with, or people, right? You know what I mean? Are also good to go, because they're doing the same shit. You know what I mean? Eventually, guys, in the future, we're going to get to a point where it's like, I'm going to have to show you on my phone my health status, you know what I mean, and my vaccination status before we can, like, get it on, because people are not being honest. You know what I mean? And that's, like, sad. Like, I hope we don't ever get to that point, guys, but I know we will. Like, I already know. I can see the future, guys. Like, so I'm just saying, you might as well get used to it, first off. And the more that we do this stuff willingly and for our own safety and for the safety of others, and we're honest about it, then, like, the better it'll be, and we won't have to resort to that kind of thing, you know? Because I've never actually asked somebody to see their STI testing results. You know what I mean? I've never asked someone to actually see it, but I do ask, when was the last time you were tested? You know? And if someone says it was longer than 6 months ago and they've had multiple partners, then I'm kind of like, well, damn, well, if you really want to do this, right? If it's not just impulsive and because you want me right now, but you're not going to want me next week, then we probably shouldn't do this anyway, right? Like, I'm kind of like, so if you're into that, then, like, you know what I mean? That would be cool. If you went and got tested, then I would feel better, make me feel more comfortable, you know what I mean? And then we could, talk about it, right? Anyway, I don't want to get too into it and into my thing, but I'm just saying that, like, because then I can feel more comfortable. And it's the same with me. Like, I will tell people, like, pretty upfront. Like, I don't even usually, I think, wait for people to ask me. Like, I usually will just say, oh yeah, and by the way, you know what I mean? Like, I was tested in the last 3 months. I haven't been with anybody. You know what I mean? Okay, dope. I know you're a safe human. You know what I mean? It's just being responsible. This type of person is not doing that. They're not even getting tested, guys. Like, this is the energy. This is why you're getting this full-blown stop sign here. Because this person is exactly the kind of person you want to not jump into bed with. You know what I mean? But your ships are coming in here, hun. Just keep drinking from that cup, okay? And I'm talking about that cup within, right? So that you can be emotionally fulfilled, like, satisfied, and just chilling, You're like, yes, this is difficult. I do want to link up with somebody. You know what I mean? Fuck yeah. But I'm not going to necessarily just go against my intuition here and just jump into bed with somebody who, you know what I mean, they look good on the outside, but you don't know what's going on inside. You know what I mean? And that goes for their spirit too. Because also, here's another thing, guys. You got to be careful, even just in the spiritual sense. Even if we're not even just talking about STIs, guys, I'm talking about energy exchange, okay? Some people have some really toxic energy attached to them. Some people have fucking demons attached to them, okay? And I'm not trying to be scary and woo-woo and whatever, but if you guys are sitting here watching tarot, hopefully you guys understand this kind of stuff, or you at least are open to it, okay? So I'm just saying, entities, spirits, fucking bad vibes, you know, all that stuff is like, that's when that's attached to someone's spirit and you connect with somebody, even just physically, guys, you're still having some type of energy exchange. You are still merging in some way energetically. You know what I mean? Even the company you keep, guys, even like your friends and stuff, you can still be impacted by their energy and by their kind of like the spiritual warfare they have going on within. And so you just need to be aware that when you like link up with someone physically like that, it's like you can end up with some energy kind of coming along with you afterwards, right? So it's like an energetic STD. Does that make sense? Basically, I mean, that's the way I see it. Have you ever fucked somebody and then later you were just like, oh, like I don't feel good. Like I don't feel like myself. I feel this person's energy all over me. You know what I mean? I need to fucking do some meditation and fucking, you know what I mean? Go hop in a river, baptize myself. I'm sorry. Oh, at least I laugh at my own jokes. But you know, guys, I'm just trying to say, you want to be balanced, you want to be patient, you want to be wise, okay? Doesn't mean you shouldn't have fun, you shouldn't connect with anybody, be afraid of everybody, you know, kind of thing. No, just try and be slow enough in that process with getting to know someone that you're going to see pretty quickly whether or not they're going to be honest with you, like what their lifestyle is like. You just ask them questions, just normal everyday questions like, what are you up to? You know what I mean? What are you doing this weekend? Or like, how was your week? Or whatever. That kind of stuff can give you a lot of information because that person will be like, oh yeah, I totally went to brunch with this person and then I went and I went to a party on this night and then I did this and that and this. And then you can kind of extrapolate, right? And be like, oh, okay. So you have like a pretty busy social life, right? Like, yeah. And it's like, okay, so does that feel compatible with your energy? Just ask yourself that. If it feels compatible and you're not worried about it, then okay, good for you. You know what I mean? Go fly, little birdie, have fun, right? I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm being serious. Like, okay, if that feels compatible to you. But if it doesn't, if that's not your lifestyle, if you know, because it's really not fair. Okay, here's how I'm going to say it's not fair. Just hear me out. Because if you're the type of person where you spend a lot of your time working on yourself, you spend a lot of time by yourself, you're not going on these crazy social excursions, you're not hanging out with lots of people, you're not sleeping with anybody, right? And then you link up with like this little social butterfly, it's like you're just a drop in their bucket, dude. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but just please keep that in mind that like for you, you're kind of like, oh my God, the first person I've hooked up with in months and months, right? To them, they're like, oh my God, another person that I'm hooking up with who, you know what I mean? Like, do you feel me? It's not fair because it's not equal. It's not balanced. It's, you know, I'm not saying that you need to link up with someone who's exactly like you, okay? But I'm just saying it's kind of not cool because then it's like this person is just being a social butterfly and they're just kind of dipping their hands in everybody's honeypot, you know, and like, and just kind of like, I'm just saying that that's not really a very good combination of energy, in my opinion. In my opinion, I think that if you've been waiting a long time for your ships to come in and it's like a heavy burden, you know what I mean, and you've just been trying to drink from this cup so that you can just stay balanced and be cool, then I just feel like you deserve somebody who's on that level. That's all I'm going to say. I just think you deserve somebody who feels the same way, you know what I mean, and who is being as safe as you are, you know, and who has been as patient as you are. Like, I just, that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, you can feel however you want. Maybe you want a social butterfly in your bed. That's cool. Like, you know, I'm not saying, like, I'm not judging anybody, but I'm just saying, like, in my opinion, I just think that you deserve someone who feels like the connection, like connecting with you, is just as significant for them as it is for you, right? Because if it's not significant to them and it is to you, it's like, I just don't think that's healthy for you guys. You know what I mean? I just don't think that's cool. I think you just deserve more than that. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion, okay? So anyway, I'm going to pull a couple love messages actually real quick before we get going. Thank you, Spirit, for the messages so far and letting me rant. I hope that my rants also, guys, are like, that you guys get something out of them, because I'm not trying to be like, you know, I don't know. It's just this is my fucking channel. Sometimes I just have shit to say, guys, and you know what I mean? And it's funny because the cards come out and they just confirm what I'm talking about, and they, like, you know, so I'm just saying, like, this is the message. This is just what's coming through, and I will be that person, and, you know, and give advice and be, you know, kind of like responsible and boring, and you know, because it just, to me, I'm just like, when you do that stuff, I do feel like you are rewarded. And not only that, but like, it's just necessary. You do, I'm the type of person where, like, I whistle while I work. You know what I mean? I do the shit that's necessary, and I try and have a good time while I'm doing it. And then once that shit's done, then I can put my feet up and I can chill and I can have some other fun. And then that kind of fun is even more well rewarded, because I know that I took care of my responsibilities, so that way I can really let my hair down. So it's better than me letting my hair down and being anxious because I procrastinated and because I didn't get, like, trust me, that was my life for a minute. You know what I mean? I've definitely been there where it was like I was not being responsible and I was just running amok, and you know what I mean? And it fucking ran me into the ground. And not only that, but it drove me crazy, and it made me, like, just not, I don't know, guys, like, I've just learned a lot about myself over the years anymore. And it's just, I just want to share that with you guys, because those of you out there who have figured that out and you are being responsible, it's like, I'm just saying, you just deserve to be with an adult. Like, I'm not trying to be a dickhead, guys. I'm really not trying to say that this person isn't an adult, but I'm just saying their energy and their attitude is not, like, you know what I mean? It's like, they're just not on your level. It's just, they're just not. And, like, yeah, they're having a great time. They're having fun. They're, you know, they're running free. La la la. You know, I'm just, you know, good for them. Life is too short, okay? Right? But I'm just saying also life is fragile. So we don't want to just necessarily throw caution to the wind completely and just, like, take what we can get, you know? It's just no. You've waited too long for that shit. You don't need to be doing that just because you're at the end of your rope. Like, trust me, Spirit knows you. Spirit knows you're at the end of your rope. Spirit is sending you your ships, you know? So just don't, I don't know, don't sell yourself short, guys. Like, maybe it's not selling, maybe for other people connecting with this person, it's not selling themselves short. They're on the same level as this person. They're doing the same shit. So it's fine, right? I mean, it's not fine. It's still irresponsible, but it's, at least it's consensually irresponsible, you know? But for you, I just don't think that that's cool. You know what I mean? It's not cool for you. So just, okay. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? I feel like 3 cards is pretty good, but I just feel like there's still more in here, you know? I appreciate you guys for tuning in, by the way. Thank you so much. Just thanks for tuning in. Thanks for interacting with my videos. Thanks for telling me how you like my content. Thank you for subscribing. All that stuff, y'all. It really makes a big difference. If you're new to my channel, thanks for tuning in also to a collective reading. I hope that it, like, resonated with you. Just wanted to say also that I provide dream interpretations, but I'm starting to also provide life advice, just questions about things. So if you have questions and you just need some guidance, you need some advice, you need a sounding board, you know what I mean? Someone to just hear what you have to say. I am totally available for that. It's all sliding scale, so we can just talk about it and see what works for both of us. So if you're interested in that, my contact info is in the description box below, as well as my donation links too. If you feel like dropping me a donation, really means a lot, honestly. So, okay, guys, romance. Cupid's arrow strikes. Ow! That's what I'm trying to tell you guys too, is like, I can see here that, like, you've been patient and your ships are coming in. Don't worry, okay? So you don't need to jump in bed with this person. Okay. Passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. Okay, so this is also, guys, okay, so like I said, okay, so it is the time of year, okay, whatever. But aside from that, guys, like I said, this is like repressed sexual energy coming to the surface now. So it's not just your desire, but it's actually your qualities that are desirable, right? So like, not only are you becoming more sexually attracted to other people, but other people are becoming more sexually attracted to you. So like, you don't have to worry about it. Like, this person is a dime a dozen. Like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be a dickhead about this person, but I'm just trying to be realistic with you guys and give you some more like perspective, because you might be like really excited to have this person's attention. You might be really excited about the idea of linking up with this person, but like, Spirit is saying, like, dude, like, lots of people are going to want to link up with you. Like, you don't have to necessarily jump in bed with this person. If anything, I think that you shouldn't. And this is just my interpretation of the cards. Like I said, you can do what you want. But I just feel like you deserve more. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. You deserve more. So anyway, balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. Right. So, like I said, I just feel like you are, I don't know, dude, like, you just deserve more than just jumping into bed with somebody. That's just the energy that I'm getting here, you know? And you might, like I said, you might be tempted, right? It could be really tempting, but I just feel like you, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying, God, guys, I don't want to encourage you to link up with this person at all. I really don't. But when it comes to this balance card, I think this is also about you staying in balance so that you can connect with someone who's also balanced, and you can be in a relationship that supports and challenges you, that's more than just like for fun. You know what I mean? That's what I think that card is here for. So this one is, emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Okay, so this card is really, to me, y'all, is really feeling like, because you know this High Priestess card is in reverse. So the first thought that I got was, okay, you know what I mean? You might not be seeing things clearly. You might be not connected to your intuition here because it's such a heavy burden, yada, yada. So part of your resentment here might be the fact that you have had to go so long without, you know, connecting with others. Your resentment could be that, you know, that other people are having so much fun and you're not, you know? So then you could be like, well, I want to have fun too, you know? And so that could like cause you to make irrational decisions. But so the emotions that you're feeling are natural and are necessary to help you understand yourself, what it is you value, what it is you want, you know what I mean? That you value yourself and you feel like you deserve it. You know what I mean? I deserve to have fun. I deserve to connect with people. You know what I mean? So you may have some resentment about that, because you have really like taken the high road here, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You've sacrificed, you know? And I just think that you need to be able to let go of those emotions so that you can see things clearly. Now is the time to purge, okay? And I really am getting that, is that because this is all coming to the surface, release it. Release it. You know what I mean? And also anything that you release that it is you want will come back to you. You know what I mean? If it's meant for you, it'll be yours. So just release it. Release that resentment towards other people who are having fun, and just realize that you are just more mature. Okay? I'm not trying to shame anybody. If those people want to have fun and go crazy and go wild, and they're young, and then that's good for them. So you need to not be resentful of those people either. You know, let them do their thing. So then when you're not resentful of them, you just recognize there's just a difference between you. So then you go, oh, okay, well, there's just a stark difference. They are living that type of lifestyle and I'm not, and that's not anything to be resentful of. I shouldn't necessarily, be jealous of that, because you're like, oh, well, that's not really what I want though. You know what I mean? So I'm not resentful of them. I'm not jealous of what they're doing. So then it helps me relax. So then I can be like, oh, well, I'm just over here doing my thing. So I just need to connect with people who are doing that too. Right? So then it just helps you to be able to navigate these emotions that you're having, let them go. And then that way you're going to be able to see things more clearly, and you're going to be able to see people more clearly for what it is that they're up to, whether or not they're good for you to connect with, all that sort of thing. You know what I mean? And you're going to be able to see the people who are safe to connect with for you, for your lifestyle. Something that's balanced, that's fair, because you have been sacrificing and you have been holding back and you have been doing all these things. I just don't think that it would be good for you. I don't think it would benefit you on an emotional level to connect with someone who has not been doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I just think that it's just, no. Like I said, it's like an older, responsible adult, okay, connecting with a young, wild 19-year-old. Okay, sometimes, okay, people like that dynamic, whatever. Like I said, if they're legal, I think it's not a healthy, balanced relationship. It's definitely just kind of a flingy type thing, but that's cool. If you want a flingy thing, that's cool. Like I said, I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying, in my opinion, for you and what's coming through the cards is I just think that you deserve more than that, frankly, So anyway, that's what I have for you guys. I hope that this message helped. This was definitely a very specific collective reading, but I feel like it also is, I think it's a pretty universal message also for this type of dynamic and for these types of situations, and especially with our current circumstance. So I do hope that it resonated with you guys or helped in some way. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I do hope that you'll interact with my video to let me know that you like it and to help the channel grow and all that good stuff. So anyway, thanks so much, and I'll talk to you again next time. Bye, y'all.